you to get our head and get out. They both look the same. Which one's the boy?
Might be that one.
Well, look for a cock.
The mother knows.
Do anything but what I ask, and I'll bleed the whole lot of you.
Ooh, a new opening animation, and it's thread this time. You know, I should reward the creative effort of trying something new with the sin removal, is what I would say if I weren't a cynical asshole who has lost all joy in life. The map animations were perfectly fine, and they gave us a bigger picture of where things were in Westeros. You're just trying to distract us from all still being pissed you were too lazy to write a new theme song.
Not removing a sin for this awesome new opening animation. Also, complaining about the main theme. That's worth this many sins.
Scene opens with a raven, making sure the first visual I get for Season 2 of a Rebound series is a reminder of how wasted the three-eyed raven was at the end of Game of Thrones. You may ask, TVSins, how long will it be before House of the Dragon doesn't get sins for Game of Thrones Season 8? And I'll look down at you from my lofty microphone stand and hiss, never.
Which of course means I have to give you a sin for the idiocy of forgetting the topic of your own video. You're not sinning Season 8 of Game of Thrones, you're sinning Season 2 of House of the Dragon. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that he manages to forget his own topics within 1 minute, but I certainly am disappointed.
This is not a sentence, but an honor.
Spoken like somebody in charge.
Yeah? And what's the sin? Oh, you're not going to explain? Okay.
Raven has told Rhaenyra that her son is dead. She needs to know it for certain.
Did the raven tell her how her son died? Because I'm pretty sure he was eaten. Those are remains she probably doesn't want to find.
Yes, the raven told her how he died, but she still wants to confirm the information. This sin is completely pointless and stupid.
More ships put out to sea this morning to fortify the blockade.
Wait, I thought What's-Her-Face was running the blockade herself. Is this a different blockade? I'm sitting the previously on again, but this time for not previously oning hard enough.
I'll remind you, not for the first time, that your own stupidity is not a sin of this show. This is the same blockade, which is operated by the Velaryon fleet under the control of Lord Corlys. His wife, Princess Rhaenys, is helping by patrolling the skies on her dragon. Keep up.
With all the dragons around, you really only have one of those scorpion things? That's just poor base planning.
Where are you getting this notion that they only have one? Just because we only see one doesn't mean they only have one.
So how exactly does this dragon identification training work if you're manning a scorpion? Do they take all the new recruits into a room where there are oil paintings of each dragon and their rider to memorize? Do you have to spot dragon moles from a mile out? Shouldn't there just be a way for the riders to signal ahead that they're coming in so they don't get accidentally scorpioned because their dragon is wearing a different wig that day?
Asking irrelevant questions and pretending that they're sins. Each dragon looks different in certain ways, such as the design of their wings or the shapes of their heads, their size, etc. Looking at them in person is probably sufficient.
This handmaiden looks so much like Emma Stone in Poor Things that it bothers me. That's all. It just bothers me.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
The dragons. The rats.
Obvious foreshadowing is obvious, except to all the people who should absolutely be tuned into her now after that whole Beast Beneath the Boards fiasco.
Discount Jeremy is suggesting that a medieval society should be more tuned in to a seemingly insane person. Yeah, that's not how it works, bud.
Oh, we should have just killed her when we had the chance.
Yeah, a lot of that going around in this show.
And people making mistakes is not a sin. It's incredible to me that Discount Jeremy thinks characters should never make mistakes and be perfect people. That would just be boring and unrealistic.
I have completed questioning the whole of the castle staff. They produced rather interesting details, but I am satisfied I have exposed all who betrayed our trust.
And what of them?
They no longer breathe our air.
Giving someone this task and not requiring at least a highly detailed spreadsheet of all the traitors. And no longer breathe our air. What does that even mean? Is it a riddle? Are they fish now?
This scene establishes how implicitly Alicent trusts Larys. She doesn't want to know all the traitors because she trusts him to handle it without her. As for you pretending not to know what he meant by that line, I don't think I need to explain why that was super cringeworthy and stupid.
Standing way too close to an upset dragon and rider. You could be roasted from that distance. In the choice of hauling ass or rubbernecking, hauling ass should always win when a dragon is involved.
But they don't end up getting roasted, so this sin is completely irrelevant.
We already made a promise to all the Crownlands that a tithing of livestock would be necessary to sustain the dragons for their increased activity and, pray not, eventual fighting.
Okay, but you're the hand of the king. Surely you looked at all the petitions that would be heard today and saw the first one was from a shepherd. You don't think to tell the king this ahead of time? Better yet, why accept any petitions from shepherds when you know you can't give them what they ask for? Just deny the petition before it reaches court. Problem solved. You're kind of a hand, Otto.
And what makes you think he saw the petition before it reached the court? That was never established, so this entire sin is based on a dishonest premise.
Perhaps we could just return his sheep. He came all this way.
Is the joke here that Aegon is actually trying to be magnanimous? Well, I don't want that. I've already decided not to like him.
So you're ignoring the nuance of his character in favor of a sin? Yeah, that sounds about right for you.
I would think, as we find ourselves standing within a hair's breadth of wall, that you would wish to be viewed differently.
Employing a master of whispers. Every castle has one, but I don't like them. I don't trust them. They're smarter than me, which I resent, and if I wanted to be easily manipulated, I'd just visit my grandma.
So you admit that everyone has them because they're a necessity, but you still sin it? That's dumb.
I requested an audience hours ago.
There were many petitions.
Yeah, he was working while you were insulting your new handmaidens by not letting them bathe you. Just let me bathe you, is what your handmaidens are probably saying right now.
Discount Jeremy has a boner.
His son took his eye and was never punished for it.
Let it go. Of all the plot points to keep going back to in season 1, this is the most tiresome. Aemon got a cooler shiny rock eye out of it. Without the eye patch, nobody would be able to tell Aemon apart from the other 50 men with long white hair in this show. Luke did him a favor.
Jesus Christ, how does Discount Jeremy not understand the concept of wounded pride? It makes total sense in context that this is still a big deal for them, but Discount Jeremy takes the situation out of context in order to force a dishonest sin out of it.
We only need to mind Aegon until the novelty of rule is spent.
Yeah, I can see him getting tired of being an all-powerful ruler. People get tired of those rules all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why you're acting as if this isn't the case. This has happened numerous times throughout real-world history. Diocletian, Charles V, Juan Carlos of Spain, Albert II, Beatrix of the Netherlands, Harold Fairhair, Margaret II, the list goes on and on. In short, Discount Jeremy doesn't know shit about history.
The honor that made you stand by and watch as the High Towers usurped the throne.
I'm pretty sure it was honor that drove him to steal Viserys' crown and bring it back to Rhaenyra, swearing loyalty to her in the process. Did you forget the season 1 finale, Daemon?
And that's exactly what he reminds Daemon of, but you cut that part of the conversation out of the video. His dishonesty knows no ends.
Did you find what you needed?
Did she find a mostly eaten dragon and cloak that had somehow been fished out of miles of ocean and brought to the perfect shore for her to find? Somehow, yes.
Discount Jeremy has never heard of tides.
Lady Jane Arryn has pledged her support in exchange for a dragon to guard the Vale.
Whoa, 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 a dragon? Were you authorized to broker such a massive deal? I think that might have exceeded your authority as messenger, Jacaerys.
It didn't, as clearly shown in this scene where Rhaenyra accepts the terms. Dude, just watch the show.
Damn it. Who left this bowl of onions in the recording studio? Why would you even bring a bowl of onions in here? I'm sending this absolutely real bowl of onions.
Discount Jeremy sends something he likes, cliche.
I'm told you bear a mislike for the High Towers.
The High Towers.
Wow, so when Lara Strong said he'd rooted out all the traitors, he must have meant except for that super obvious guard in the City Watch.
What makes you think this guy's traitorous ways are obvious? We haven't seen him interact with anyone else, so you're just making shit up to force yet another dishonest sin out of the episode.
He would always be Aegon the Strong.
Come now, if anyone deserves the Strong title, it's Jacaerys. Strong literally flows through his veins. Get it? Because his dad was... Do you get it? Come on, it's a strong joke.
Boring! Wait off limits it is. Different group of rat catchers working upstairs.
You're telling him this now?
Yes, because it's now relevant. He didn't think he needed to share this before. This isn't a mistake of the episode. It's a mistake of a character within the episode.
No hate. No gold.
Title of my Olympic-themed sex tape?
Discount Jeremy makes a cringeworthy sex tape joke that isn't funny, cliche.
Risking starting a castle fire and burning King's Landing to the ground. You might ask how a stone castle would catch fire, and I'd say if Star Wars can have fire in space, House of Dragon can have stones catch on fire.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture.
I have a necklace. It's of great value.
Not answering the question you were asked.
In an attempt to save your child's life? How is that a sin?
So where are all the guards? This is where the royalty sleeps, and we haven't seen a single guard outside of the throne room with Aegon. Aren't there like 100 white cloaks around the royalty at all times? Are they all on a pizza roll break?
I'm going to let Reddit take this one for me. It seems like the guards have been put in charge of the Scorpions, and maybe other tasks, on top of their bodyguard duties, so they are already spread thin, even if some of them haven't already defected, which is entirely possible. So there are far fewer of them in the keep to begin with, and Kristen Cole ordered the others away, so that he could do the nasty with Alicent. Furthermore, Egan was also getting drunk in the throne room, and he's the main person they're supposed to protect, so that would draw even more of them away from the keep.
The secret is to skin them first.
Tom, get me filleting knife.